Hey, welcome everybody. I've been absent from YouTube pretty much for the last several months. I wanted to give you a quick update. It's a kind of a quiet Saturday morning in March. Let me tell you what the journey has looked like for the last several months. I made a decision back 1st of January 2025 to only focus on small businesses and entrepreneurs. I've done a ton of corporate work over the years, but I really felt like I'm being led to help small business owners. I work very closely with many small business owners and entrepreneurs of faith, of the Christian faith, but also those who are not. And the last several months have really been fascinating. Um, I haven't posted much here on YouTube, but there's a reason for that. I've been writing books, I've been creating new assessments, I've been developing entire ecosystems, and I'm excited to share some of that with you just at a high level. So think of this as a spring update, uh, spring 2026 update. I'm not sure we're quite to spring yet, but let me talk a little bit about the books. So, my first book was Unlocking Sales Success with EQ, and I've got that one right here. Don't know if you can see it or not very well. Yeah, I think it's going to be all kind of there it is, if I can figure it out. Anyway, it's Unlocking Sales Success with EQ. The second book I wrote that I felt very much led to write, and really I think the impetus for getting it finished was my younger brother passed away last year, about a year ago. He's about 4 years younger than me, and that was tough. And I miss him because we were close. We took fishing trips together. We took drives in the mountains together. Our wives and us, and so the second book that I wrote and came out with is called Fruitful and Free, and I'm trying to get it to where you all can see it. Living the abundant life through spirit-led emotional intelligence. Um, since then, there have been some other updates. I just finished and published the book that I'm using as the thumbnail for this video, and that's called Thrive: Finding Your Entrepreneur's Edge in the Age of AI. I'm working with a lot of small business owners. In the last 6 or 7 months, I've met with over 1,400 small business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, people with small teams, and been working with them around things like how do we integrate AI? And the funny thing that I've found, and you'll see it in the book, on the back cover of the book, the adoption of AI is not a technical issue, it's emotional. And that changes everything. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's why I wrote the book. I'm seeing everybody struggle. They're at one end of a continuum or the other. They're either trying everything they can and getting burned out and can't figure out how to make it work right, or they're so afraid to try anything, they're not doing anything. There is a happy medium somewhere in the middle, but it comes through a thoughtful process of how do we combine what's going on up here with the tools of AI? So think of AI as an amplifier of what you do, not a replacement. AI is not going to replace you. You're not going to become irrelevant because of AI. But I use several AI tools extensively, and it's only made my work richer. It's made my impact much greater. I think I've told you I'm writing books, I'm creating new assessments, I'm doing some, for me, pretty amazing things that I could not have done without the right tools. And I've got some really interesting things on the horizon, and I'll share that with you in a future video. But let's talk a minute about the books that are still to come. I just finished writing the next two books. It was actually one book, but I finally finished it and looked at it. It was close to 600 pages long. And I thought, that's way too long for one book. I'm not writing War and Peace here or something like that. So I split that into two books. Those books are specifically for coaches. What I've learned is that 5,000 people a week are getting some kind of coaching certification. Okay, there's an issue there, but we'll deal with that at another time. The reality of all of that is that I want people to understand both the inner game of coaching and how they show up for people they're coaching, and how to build their practice starting from the inside coming out. And the second book is about the outer game, which is literally building a coaching practice and business. And that's where a lot of coaches struggle. They may be extremely good at the coaching side of things, but they really struggle with getting um, that business model in the right place. So it's going to be called The Coach's Edge, The Inner Game. That's book one. And book two of that series is The Coach's Edge, The Outer Game. How do you build your business model? How do you build your business, your pipelines, and all of that? At the same time, I've got two other books in the works. One is called Patterns and Pathways, which is about how habits impact us. So that's going to be in the EQFIT for Growth series. And that's one that I actually wrote a couple of years ago, but I wasn't happy with where it was. And since then, I have worked on many different things and created some new things that I think will be very helpful. The next book is the next book in my faith series, EQFIT for Faith, and it's called Mountains, Valleys, and the Journey. And it's a book for everybody, whether you're a believer in Jesus Christ or not. It's a book that talks about our faith walk if we're a believer, and talks about a regular walk if we're not. And why do we have mountain experiences and valleys that we go through? And what is this whole journey thing all about? So I'm really excited about that book as well. As I mentioned, a lot of my work recently has been creating some new assessments. I have the Entrepreneur's Edge, I have the Sales Edge, and I have the Coach's Edge. All of those are very specifically designed to help people, whether you're an entrepreneur or a coach, or whether you're someone in sales, which if you're an entrepreneur, you're in sales no matter what. It's all built to help people understand the dimensions that are important, the success factors that are important. And those come with reports and workbooks and all of that. So very excited about the launch of those. And what I'm doing is those are standalone products and services, but they're also built into some very specific services that I provide. One of them is called Your Client Acquisition Playbook, which is something very specific to how you're wired, how you should be selling, not trying to make somebody else's system work for you. I mean, if you're trying to grow your business, if you're trying to sell, if you're trying to do things and it feels uncomfortable, probably because it is, probably because you're trying to put a round peg in a square hole. You have unique wiring, your personality, your habit profile, your emotional intelligence, your sales skills, your ability to lead, your response to conflict, your trustworthiness, your coachability. There's so many different things to look at. And if you're trying to use other people's stuff, it probably feels like you're swimming upstream all the time, always swimming against the current, and nothing just clicks and fits. And you may be successful with that already, but are you burning too much of your four critical resources? How you spend your time, your focus, your energy, and your effort. That's the question. Could you be more productive? So those assessments, I think, are going to be very beneficial to people. whether they're inside of some of my services or whether they're standalones, then I really believe I come up with an equation recently that I think really speaks to our world today. AI, artificial intelligence, plus EI, emotional intelligence, equals ROI, return on investment. I really believe that. If we manage ourselves well and understand ourselves well, how we're wired, how we show up, our skills, our strengths, our gaps, all of that, then we can make thoughtful choices about AI. And those two together can help us get the best ROI. So I just wanted to give you a quick update today about where things are and what's going on for me. I know I haven't been posting much on YouTube lately, but the reality is I just wanted to share that I'm still here. Number one, still here, still breathing. Number two, I'm so excited about the books that are coming out, the new assessments I've created, the pathway that I see in front of me. And let me leave you with this. There is an underlying premise that I believe very firmly in. Every one of us has a unique success pathway inside of themselves. And the key is identify it. So I want you to think about this. Think about being inside of a puzzle box. You can see some of your pieces. You can't see all of them. Some pieces are under others and you can't see everything, but you can see a lot of your pieces. What you cannot see is the big picture on the outside of the box that guides all of those pieces into the right place so that things really work for you. And I believe that firmly because over the last several months, I have worked with many people with that as the underlying theme. And I am seeing growth and success for those people at a rate that they can't believe. And that really encourages me. And I hope it'll encourage you too. It's okay to be your authentic self. You don't have to try and be somebody else. Our world today wants to tell you to be like so and so, or you should have this kind of life. Let me give you a little clue. All that stuff you see on Facebook and Instagram and all of that, you're seeing people at their best, and many times it's at their enhanced best. So life is real, and we all know it. We all live it. Why not live it abundantly? Why not live it being fruitful and free in how we move forward? If you have any questions, the website is eqfit.org. I've got many different links here in the description. Feel free to reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. I'd love to connect with you. I'm on Alignable and LinkedIn both, and those links are in the description. So I hope this was helpful. I'll be posting more as we move forward. Thanks again. Have a great rest of the springtime now, and I'll catch up with you soon.